7 months ago, Epic Universe opened its gates with massive hype, sky-high expectations, and more questions than answers. Was it truly game-changing, or just another shiny new honeymoon phase? Welcome back to Edutainment. My name's Eddie, and today we're back at Epic Universe 7 months after its grand opening. And we're here to check out what's really changed, what's held up, and has it really lived up to the hype? Because grand opening is one thing, but staying epic, that's a whole different test. Okay, so we got our first change already. The Celestiki bar now has these what are they, tiki glasses? Very good. We got ourselves a must slide. We're starting off our day kind of like we did for the opening weekend. And a quick recap for you guys. So opening weekend of Epic Universe was May 22nd. That's actually opening day. And we were here for that. We got to check it all out. It was actually a lot less crowded than we expected. And we're going to check everything out. You know, it opened to like crazy hype about, you know, its rides being, you know, state of the art, the most advanced theme park with some of the most immersive lands that any theme park has ever had. So a lot of hype behind Epic Universe in the beginning. And we're here to explore, check it all out, have some fun, because we weren't expecting this kind of like a last minute thing, but see if Epic is living up to the hype and what has changed. First things that's changed. A tiki glass for the mudslide, and this thing's huge and delicious. Definitely recommend you try it out. Let's make our way around. Our favorite ride was Monsters Unchained. I don't expect that it's changed much, but let's check it out anyway. And I'm pleased to say, it's still amazing. I am so glad that Monsters hasn't changed. Unchained. All right, so to the next point is basically trying to figure out what they did well and what they're still doing well. I think when they opened, they were smart to not open to large crowds. And what I could see now is operations on the rides seem to be much smoother. There's still some that are a little bit of an issue, like the Potter ride, but you got Monsters Unchained, which I just did 3 times without any issue. Their operations on that ride have gotten spectacular. When you look at the app, the wait times aren't significant except for a couple of troublesome rides, and they're also managing much larger crowds. The crowds have arrived. They've started to sell more tickets. So now you got these larger crowds, but they've kind of like eased their way into it. So kudos to Epic Universe and Universal Orlando Resort for catching that early, making the adjustments so that they tapered the crowd levels so that they could manage to the crowd levels slowly. It's made it so that Epic is less of a concept now and more of a functioning, living park. That being said, there is definitely still some lingering issues. But for everything the park is still doing right, there is some lingering issues that can't be avoided. Like the Ministry of Magic, that ride has ridiculous lines that you would never want to wait for. And it's not necessarily because the ride is super popular. It is super popular, but it goes down a significant amount of time, as well as some design choices with how they set up the park. I think opening this park without a city walk or some type of hub that doesn't cost and has like shopping and districts like over at Universal was a bit of a miss. But I think that's something that potentially is still being planned for the future. So it could be something that they remedy. Now, the next thing is fairly huge, which is value versus expectation. Epic Universe right now, if you are not a pass holder, is probably the most expensive, if not for sure the most expensive park for a single day ticket. And they are adding it to the multi-day ticket for next year, but as it stands right now and throughout this whole entire year, it's been super expensive to come visit Epic Universe if you are not a pass holder. Last but not least is one of the expectations that was set for this park, which was the massive size of the project. Yes, everything in here is pretty crazy, but they made it seem like this park was going to be 3 times the size. There was a article that came out talking about how Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure can both fit within the plot of land of this park, but at the end of the day, this park actually ended up being the size of Islands of Adventure. So I know there's still some plots of land and expansion to come, so another thing that they could remedy, but I think that was an expectation for some people I saw online. They walked into the park and it was much smaller than they expected. That being said, not all the rides have crazy waits. Stardust Racers, a 15-minute wait. Yes, please. Let's get a ride. But that does mean I have to put you guys away. Straight to the front of the line. Gotta love it. Gotta love that ride. Stardust Racers is impressive. And it was straight to the front of the line. No, wait, 15 minutes was a joke. We got straight on to the ride. We just had to stop at the locker as it passes behind us. But that leads to another part of everything, is the guest experience matching up. Is it overwhelming? Is it magical? Is it a combination of the two? And I would have to say, from reviews online, it's a combination. There's a large portion of visitors that think that Epic Universe is overhyped or just has too many issues for it to be worth it. It is an expensive park to come visit. So I think, for people like myself, this is a magical experience, but I also understand that I am a small portion of the population that actually comes visit these parks. I come frequently, and does the park reward people coming back frequently? I think for me it does, but for somebody who has saved up for multiple years to come visit the park, I can understand how some of these issues that we've talked about can be super controversial and upsetting when it's so expensive to come visit Epic Universe. Today we stayed at Helios, and one night at Helios on a good day is $350 minimum, which with taxes and everything ends up being around $400 a night. So if you end up doing a 5-day stay there and then add a couple days at Epic Universe with multiple family members, there it goes again, you're looking at a hefty price. So the guest experience right now is a little bit mixed match, but I think some of these things are going to be lifted. Some of the prices are going to start to make more sense in the coming years when they add, or next year when they add the park to the multi-day pass. I think that's going to make a big difference for a lot of people, especially the ones that travel to these type of parks only like once or twice in their lifetime. On that note, we take a quick seat with a nice view of the park to answer some big questions. Has the park lived up to the hype? And I think it's an easy and a hard one to answer depending on who you are, because the park is not just being judged on what it is, it's being judged on an expectation of what it can become and what it's been able to do to the whole theme park industry. I think as far as delivering exceptional rides, it's done that. I think as far as making itself a revisitable park, it's done that as well. I mean, I am here now for my 3rd time, and I plan to come back multiple times. I'm having a great time at the park, even though I still can't ride Ministry because I'm not waiting over 100 minutes, and I wasn't able to ride Minecart Madness. Still haven't been able to ride that at all. That's the only ride in the park that I haven't been able to ride, but it's not a huge miss. The vibes are amazing. The park is beautiful. Even though it's super expensive, Helios is a spectacular hotel. We were thoroughly impressed. Stick around. We have a review of that coming up as well. We'll be filming that very soon. But yeah, I think you really got to ask yourself, personally, from a budget perspective, is it worth it? Waiting might be an alternative. But if you're a theme park fan, if you save for the year and plan properly, I think there's not going to be a miss here. Every theme park vacation comes with its hiccups, but if you plan properly for a vacation like Epic Universe, Universal Studios, or Disney, I think you're going to get your money's worth. But planning properly is a big part of it. And just behind me is the amazing view that I told you guys about. You'll have to wait till the other video that comes out, which is our Helios Grand review. Spoiler alert, it's impressive. But I wanted to take a quick moment to just say, I think Epic does live up to a lot of the hype. There's going to be gripes that everybody has with the new product, but with time, I think they're going to address a lot of these things. And I'm going to give you an extra little nugget of something that kind of causes an issue for me. I'm waiting for Ollie to get ready because I'm going to be taking him to the park, and that's part of it. But to my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. If you guys are looking at getting yourself an extra look into what's going on the channel, some behind the scenes things, as well as an ability to actually influence what we're going to be doing here on the channel, make sure to check out our Patreon. Our producers are going to be here somewhere on the screen, giving them a shout out, and that could be you as well. But the last little thing that I would say about Epic Universe is today is a perfect example. I went to the park early myself so that I could get my things in without Ollie. Ollie is like my partner in crime when it comes to theme parks. If you guys have been checking out the channel for a while now, you've seen him multiple times. And now halfway through the day, I'm back at the hotel to get him so that he could also enjoy Epic. But he obviously can't do a lot of things at the park. I think there's like maybe 2 rides that he could actually do, and nothing else. Maybe a kids play area. But yeah, that's my last little gripe. I think that's also something with time they'll be able to address. All right. And on that note, I'm taking my partner in crime to go check out Epic Universe for his first time. Where do you want to go in the park, baby?
Mario Land.
Mario Land. So we'll beeline it there. Guys, thank you so much for coming along for our adventures. It's always a great time bringing you guys along. And now we're going to do a adventure with our little one. We will see you on the next one.
Daddy, I can tell it. Yes, we are.
Yes, you are what?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are the next bear.
Don't forget to ask yourself, have you been detained?
Mama Dookie.